keeping the government open when the new fiscal year begins on October 1st. It's the only must-pass piece of legislation Congress has to get done after they come back the day after Labor Day. They have about 17 work days in which to do it, and there's absolutely no agreement yet on particularly how they're going to do it, or for how long they're going to keep the government open as an opening gambit, or under what terms and under what spending levels, but there is more or less an agreement that they will do it, that there will not be all that much shutdown, showdown drama like there has been in so many recent years. This is going to be one of the many acid tests for Paul Ryan, who's now coming up, gosh, who would have thunk it, on a full year as Speaker. He took over last fall with a promise to return the House of Representatives to regular order. He's lived up to that promise in some tangible ways. He's not been able to force the budget process back on track, but he has been able to say that he's trying to give members of Congress a voice. He's trying to do things in the regular way. It will be finding a formula for keeping the government open that does not infuriate the most conservative Republicans who want to use this so-called CR as a way to cut spending, gets enough Republicans to get it through, and also, if there are many Republican antagonists of this bill, to get some Democrats to vote for it. So Harry Reid, he will not go quietly. He's shown in his final year in office that he's just as combative and combustible as ever. Even though he is retiring, he'll be replaced next year by Chuck Schumer, Democrat of New York. Of course, Mr. Schumer is working real hard, as is Harry Reid, to make sure that he's the majority leader, not the minority leader. Mitch McConnell plans to be back either way, whether he's in the majority or the minority. But either way, those two, McConnell and Reid, who've had something of a particularly combustible relationship this year, I think we will see that fire in each of them. I think the election affects everything Congress does, from the number of days that it's going to be in before the election, to every single item on the agenda, to how every member will vote on every bill. This is one of those years, and we've known it all along, where the Republican leadership decided really last December that they were going to try and leave Washington with plenty of time for campaigning. If everything that Congress does is about politics, then the number one story in politics is the presidential race. What happens in the matchup between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, whether Mrs. Clinton is able to sustain her lead, whether she's able to expand the Electoral College map so that more states that had been purplish or even red become deeper purple or start moving blue. That will put House members and senators in those states, some of them on the defensive. They will be probably more eager than anything else to get out of town and go home and defend themselves. You will see very few people, I think very few Republicans, those who haven't already embraced the Donald Trump candidacy. I think very few of them will use this month in Congress to find a way to embrace Donald Trump. On the Democratic side, of course, it's very different. Many Democrats are running back home saying, we hope to be elected with Hillary Clinton. We want to be her helpmates. We hope to come back in 2017 and get something done.